Hello everybody, my name is David and this is David K Reacts, and today I am going to be reacting to one of the most requested videos from early in my reacting sort of tenure back in October, early November, and that is Tennessee Whiskey by VoicePlay. A lot of people recommended this early on, especially because I was commenting on riffing. Apparently this shows off a lot of riffing. Now I have to say, I don't know this song at all. I've looked it up on Wikipedia to understand a little bit of the history, and I saw that it was originally recorded by David Allan Coe back in 1981, and I listened to just a small amount of that version just to give myself a rough idea of what we're going into. I know it was written by Dillon and Linda Hargrove, and as Wikipedia would have it, it was actually written... They came up with the idea after meeting each other in the Bluebird Cafe in Nashville, and Dillon came up with the idea a little while later, and they actually went back to Hargrove's house and wrote it at 4 o'clock in the morning, which is extraordinary, and I totally get it, because my most creative moments happen, certainly after, I'd say, 10:30 at night, mostly after midnight. So I sympathise. Recorded, as I say, in 1981, made it to number 77 on the Billboard Hot Country Singles. George Jones released it 2 years later and made it to number 2, which is fantastic. And then this version, the VoicePlay version, is a cover, I understand, of the Chris Stapleton version of this, which came out in 2015. And that made it to number 23 on the Billboard Hot 100 in 2 days, which is crazy, and then made it to number 20 and peaked there, which is fantastic. That's incredible. One other thing that I saw is that there's actually a musical has been announced called Tennessee Whiskey the Musical, based on Dean Dillon's life, and is in I don't know when it was in pre-production, but I guess as far as Wikipedia is concerned now, I don't know what that means, but yeah, that's amazing. And it's obviously a song that has quite a legacy to it. I'm not aware of it. I don't know if it just wasn't that big in the UK, or if it somehow missed me completely. It seems like the Chris Stapleton version kind of pushed it into the public eye a lot more. I'm not familiar with Chris Stapleton. I'm not familiar with the song, so this is going to be very, very fresh on me. I am familiar with VoicePlay, and if I understand everybody's comments correctly, this is going to be quite an amazing thing for me to watch. So I'm just really looking forward to this. I think this is going to be a lot of fun. A couple of things before I do. Welcome back to my channel, or welcome if you're new. If you are, the way this works, I'm going to watch the video straight through. No pauses, no interruptions. I'm just going to watch it, react to it, enjoy it. Then I'm going to go back, watch it again, and I will pause as I go through. I'll interrupt, I'll add analysis or thoughts that I have based on what I'm watching. Exact topic of that depends on what I see. It could be music notes, it could be visuals. I kind of check out my channel intro if you want to know my background, but I have a lot of different influences. So please do like this video if you enjoy it. Hit the subscribe button, notification button if you'd like to know when all my videos are coming out. Usually 5 p.m. on Friday, hopefully a little more than that, but we'll see. I don't have a lot of recording time at the moment. And if you'd like to, head over to buymeacoffee.com/DavidKReacts, and you can donate to support the channel there. Thank you very much to Janet, who recently bought me a coffee. And actually, this is the first video I'm recording that has my new lighting setup, which I just realized you can see reflected in my glasses. But I have a new light now, so hopefully I'm going to be significantly more visible than I have been in my previous videos. Thank you to those of you who made that possible by donating to that on my wish list. I do have a new wish list item up right now, which is a terabyte external hard drive, because goodness me, these videos are chewing up an enormous amount of space on my computer, and I want to keep them in case anything ever goes wrong, and it's also just nice to have a point of reference. So yes, that's my next wish list item. I did also want to mention that this is the first video I'm recording after reaching 1,000 subscribers, which is incredibly exciting. Thank you so much to everybody who has helped me on that journey. I am delighted to be able to say that I hit that number in less than 3 months. I don't know what's considered fast for this, but given that this isn't just, a short reaction to this. I do quite long videos. I know that's not going to be to everybody's taste. So I'm really grateful to those of you who've jumped on board to support me. Thank you very, very much indeed. It's an honor to be here and being able to share this with you all, so I appreciate it. I feel like there was one more thing I wanted to say, but I can't remember what it was, so if I remember it, I will either add it in one of my notes up here, or I will say it later. Two quick things on the sound. Firstly, apologies if I still sound a little iffy. I am significantly better than I was, and thank you for everyone for the well wishes. But unfortunately, I was told by the doctor what I have right now is kind of like a post-viral thing, and it may go on for at least a couple more weeks. So I may be in for a few more reactions with a bit of a croak. And lastly, hopefully this sound is better balanced than the Tommy Johansson video. I don't know what happened to my setup. I didn't change a thing, and all of a sudden it was picking me up so much louder. And, you know, blowing out at the top range of volume. So I'm hoping this is now back to right. So the settings are significantly lower on my personal mic than they used to be. But I'm hoping it's at least balanced. That's what I'm aiming for. So, without further delay, let's jump into this. Oops, that's Wikipedia. That's not the video at all. Let's bring up the video. This is Tennessee Whiskey by VoicePlay. I'm so excited for this, and I don't even know what I'm expecting. I just know it's going to be cool.
3, 4. Used to spend my nights out in a bar room.
Oh, lovely start.
Liquor was the only love I'd known. But you rescued me from reaching for the bottom. From the bottom. And brought me back.
Nice.
From being too far gone.
Oh, this is beautiful. I love all the bell chords. Ooh.
It's Tennessee whiskey.
Oh, that's smooth indeed.
You're as sweet as strawberry wine.
Nice riffing, Ellie.
You're as warm as a glass of brandy.
Wow.
Honey, I stay stoned on your love all the time.
Oh, that's gorgeous. I'm still processing what I just heard. Oh, I love Jay's voice.
From the bottom of the bottle's always dry. It's always dry.
Ooh, nice.
Oh, but when you poured out your heart, I didn't waste it.
Very nice.
Your love. 'Cause there's nothing like your love to get me high.
Woo! Yes, sir.
As smooth as Tennessee whiskey.
This is just stunning.
You're as sweet as strawberry wine. Strawberry wine. You're as warm as a glass of brandy.
Excuse me?
Honey, I stay stoned
You guys weren't kidding.
on your love. Ooh, sha-la-la.
Woo!
Ooh, sha-la-la.
Wow!
Ooh, sha-la-la. Ooh, sha-la-la. Ooh, sha-la-la. Ooh, sha-la-la. Ooh, sha-la-la.
Jay! Yes, sir! That's gorgeous.
You're as smooth. You're as
Ooh,
as Tennessee
love a Jeff drop.
Tennessee whiskey. You're as sweet as strawberry wine. Strawberry wine.
Yes, sir.
You're as warm.
Excuse me! What am I listening to?
On your love all the time. Oh, you're as smooth.
Damn! Oh! Oh!
Tennessee whiskey.
Oh! Yes!
You're as sweet as strawberry wine. Strawberry wine. You're as warm on your love all the time.
Wow!
Hey, what's up, you guys? Thanks for watching this episode of Partwork. If you want to get the sheet music for this song, check out the link below. Make sure you hit that subscribe button. Also, we want to give a shout out to our Patreon community. See you next time.
What was that? Wow! Oh man, you guys told me this was going to be riff heavy. I did not expect that. Holy smokes! That was stunning. What a gorgeous arrangement for a start. Never mind all the craziness going on. That's just beautiful. Also a lovely song. I'm going to go back and listen to more. Usually I would listen to the original, but I don't know why. I felt this time, I think because everyone had gone on about the riff. I don't know if the riffing exists in other versions. I'm guessing probably not in the original, but I don't know, does Stapleton do all that? I know he has a band. I understood that much from Wikipedia. Did they do the group harmony? Like, that group riff at the end was something else. I don't know, but I think because people had been very specific about this version being incredible, I just decided to go into this completely blind, which I haven't done for a while. And I'm so glad I did, because holy... What? I have nothing functional to say right now. I'm just going to go back, we're going to listen to that again, and I'm going to do my best not to just melt, and actually give you something constructive. Damn! This is incredible! Actually, before I know they're about to... excuse me. They start with the 3-4 in a second, but before we even get to that, I've been talking about title cards recently, and that's not necessarily something that VoicePlay does. I love this right here. It's got this sense of elegance, this sense of old-fashionedness, and yet they've kept it slightly contemporary as well. I love that we have this... It looks like kind of ornate wood carving, right? Like you could see... the pattern that's around the banner on VoicePlay being on like a grandfather clock or something like that, or you know the center point of a dresser, one of those really beautifully carved pieces, and then the laurel around their logo. But they've kept their own. The logo is obviously the same, but also they have the same font and presentation of their name, which is a very contemporary thing, but it doesn't feel out of place, despite the fact that it's been put into this. Fairly old-fashioned style banner, and then the font that they've chosen for Tennessee Whiskey is gorgeous. It has this sense of antiquity about it, but it's not one of these crazy cursive fonts that you can't read because the script is so kind of convoluted. It's very, very simple, but it speaks of something. A different time almost. I really like that choice. This is just a lovely screen to start on, and it really sets the vibe for, this sort of very refined video, but that it has so many contemporary elements in it. This is great.
3, 4.
Used to spend my night.
I like... so the beginning of the... I've only listened to it the one time, but the beginning of the David Allan Coe version started with a little more of an intro. I actually really like that they just go straight into it. You just get dung, 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 and boom, Ellie starts. That's actually really nice, because I feel like, and this is a theme throughout this, you don't need this song to be particularly flowery in terms of the arrangement, because it is all about the singer and what they're saying. This is a lovely song about somebody who's been rescued by the love of their life, I guess, from becoming, well, a worse alcoholic. And that's a lovely thing, that somebody could be that inspirational. What a beautiful thing to have sung about you. That you came into somebody's life and they turned their life around. And I know that this can happen. And it's a beautiful piece of subject matter. I think this is a gorgeous song. But yeah, I like the fact that the melody and there's a couple of moments, of course, where there's some complex harmony, some interesting rhythms, things like that. But I guess I'm going to use a phrase I use a lot with VoicePlay. It's no more complex than it needs to be. And for this song, that's not very complex at all, and it still works so well.
3, 4. Used to spend my nights out in a bar room.
What's interesting too is there's so much negative space in the acoustic arrangement. There's 3 layers of it. Let's just go back to the beginning. I'm going to break these down as we go through.
Used to spend
Right there, discounting Ellie for a moment, you just get dum 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 dum, and then all 4 singers are silent for a second. There's no note there being held on. It's just a moment of rest, like a musical rest, before they come back in for the next one. And this time,
my nights out in a bar room.
that time, the 3 creating the bell chord stop just the same way they did. They have that break, but Jeff is holding his note on underneath them. And so on the first and third occurrences, you have this full gap, and on the second and fourth occurrences, the bass line carries on through. It's a really nice little variation, and then there's the third level of this.
Used to spend my nights out in a bar room. Liquor was
That was 4.5 beats, slow beats, where Ellie didn't sing. So you also have a space in the melody line. And that's a long space. That's quite, there's quite a stretch there where he doesn't sing. And of course, that's the nature of the song. But I just love that negative space is being used so much in this. When you have a guitar playing or something like that, unless you're stunning the strings every single time you finish a chord, there's the resonance that hangs on. And, it's not this... It's harder, I guess, to be this clear cut. This is something that vocals do really, really well. And I love that that's what they're doing here, because it's giving so much space for the song to breathe. There's nothing rushed about it, and there shouldn't be. Again, because of the subject matter. This is not a song that you want to just barrel through. Like, it's contemplative. It's something you want to sit with for a minute. And the arrangement here, I think this is Lane's arrangement, I believe. And this is just stunning. Great job, Lane.
used to spend my nights out in a bar room. Liquor was the only love I'd known.
I also love that we have this... There are little passing notes and very short riffs in what Ellie is singing, but it's just giving flexibility to the melody line at this point, which serves a double purpose. One, it kind of sets the tone that's then going to get blown out of the water when they start really riffing in a couple of minutes. But two, excuse me, I'm sorry. The groundwork has been laid for riffing. And so it's this weird thing where it both sets itself up and also subverts itself. I really like that.
Love I'd known.
And I love that it's not till there at the end of the second line that rather than just a dum 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 dum, we get the do do do, and you get the slightly stronger. Oh wow, my voice is shot right now. It's going to be a couple of weeks before I can sing properly again, I think. But we have that slightly stronger vocal line coming from the harmony, and that's lovely.
But you rescued me from reaching for the bottom. From the bottom. It brought me back.
Nice touches there too, like Ellie's bottom. It's just it's gentle. There's no. It's all soft consonants that he's singing there. Even the B isn't that sort of, it's a bit more of a percussive consonant, and even that is light. But then you have this lovely break in the chorus where it's the bottom, and they really hit that T. And one of the things that I realized going through this, we'll talk about Lane in a minute, but the chorus is also adding to the percussion, both in the rhythm and in the consonant pronunciation that they're choosing. They become a part of that. It's a true rhythm section in this, and that's just beautiful.
The bottom, from the bottom, it brought me back from being too far gone.
And then we have that lovely they hold onto that one note and then go into the ooh. It's a more frontal, sort of pushed out sound, and it just highlights that transition between the two phrases. That's just lovely.
Too far gone. You're as smooth as Tennessee whiskey. You're as sweet as strawberry wine. Strawberry wine.
And I love this. We just have these interjections at the end of each line. So they're not in any way interfering with what Ellie's doing. Ellie is able to be on his own, doing his thing, and then the chorus just fills in the gap here. It's an evolution, right? We've gone from having those empty spaces to now having that space filled by the chorus doing something a bit more involved. And that's lovely. Also, can we talk about how absolutely stunning Ellie's tone is here? He's just on fire with this. I mean, all three of them are who have these. In fact, well, all five of them are. But the three leads in this song are all fantastic, and I'll talk about them each in turn. But the purity of Ellie's tone here is just spectacular.
It is strawberry wine. Strawberry wine. You're as warm as a glass.
Excuse me. God, I'm turning into Vicky Guerrero. What? That again before I need to yeah.
You're as warm.
What was that? Like, how many... The agility that is on display right there, the number of notes that are there, they are nailed. Like, they're spot on tonality. Holy smokes, Ellie!
You're as warm as a glass.
That's insane! I just tried to count how many notes were there, and they were coming so fast I lost count. One more time, just in case I can.
You're as warm as a glass.
There's about 15 or 16 notes. I don't know. I literally, I'd have to slow it down and listen to it. It's going so fast. Might even be closer to, 20 odd. That is incredible. I also love, it happens on the word warm. I don't actually know if warm is the right description for that. But what it is extremely uplifting. Like I don't know, there's a combination between, it being stunning and kind of, you almost freeze for a minute, and just the happiness it brings to me to hear that. And that's really, that's in many ways what you're saying. You're as warm as brandy. Brandy's a lovely thing to warm up with. It feels good to have a swig of brandy and to feel, it is warming, it's happy, it's a hug, it's comfort. So to be saying that about somebody is actually a lovely description. And so having the levity that this crazy riffing brings is extraordinary. Excuse me, I must just grab a glass of water. Sorry about that. I didn't think to bring water down with me. I think that it might be necessary for the next couple of weeks of recording. Anyway, yes, I forget exactly what I was saying other than just wow. Let's just go back on this one more time.
You're as warm
Hello, Jeff. What was that? Also, I love, even though Ellie's doing this crazy riff, nothing really changes underneath him. Like, everyone else is just carrying on as normal, and it's great because it allows such focus on this extraordinary precision that Ellie is demonstrating here. Nothing is detracting from it. He can do exactly what he wants. It allows this crazy riff because what's going on underneath is already established. It doesn't distract us at all. It's great. But what did Jeff just do?
Oh, there's a glass of brandy, and honey, I stay stoned.
Wow! I know I've heard him go further, but that's so clean.
And honey, I stay stoned.
That's a 2-octave drop. But the cleanliness of that, and it doesn't surprise me at all, but it's gorgeous. Of that lovely, just gentle drop down. It's so subtle. I didn't even hear that first time through. Because it's so clean. And what they've done with this, which is so nice, is the lead is prominent in the mix. And the others are just beneath them. Very gently, sounding really, really good. I love what they've done here.
All your love, all the time.
Ah, two things I love about that. One, those chords, the time, and then that lovely dominant seventh to lead us back in is just great. It's a perfect example of a perfect cadence. Bum, bum. Lovely. Actually, 3 things I love about it. Second thing is I love that they start a bell chord, but they don't go all the way. It's not a time, like, you know, one of those. They stop on the 3rd note. You have single singer, everybody. And then you have Jeff doing the boom, 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 boom. And that's the 3rd thing I love, is because it's left on that chord, even though Jeff comes in and fills in the gap, you still have that chord ringing in your ears. And it's just beautiful. Like, wonderful stuff.
I've looked for love in all the same old places.
This is a nice accompaniment too. This boom da 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 da. Ooh. You have this lovely. It's that same thing. They're filling in the line, but they're doing it a little bit more actively earlier on now than they did in the first verse. And the d d d d d stands out a little bit more than the dum 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 that they were doing before. It's a little bit more percussive. They're allowing it through in the mix a little bit. And then you have that lovely ooh at the end of each line, you know, transiting between each, the first line to the second, and so on. And it's a little bit of extra movement, but it's so slight. It's like 3 extra notes, and then the oohs. It's not a lot, but it adds a little motion underneath that wasn't there before. That's great.
I've looked for love in all the same old places.
Oh, that there. Just the simple from Jay. I think what this song captures for me most is the soul of the performer. In this case, performers. And it's a little thing like that, just that It's just a moment. It's not particular. I don't think it was. It comes in on the upbeat. It's not on a downbeat. It's not meant to be an emphasis. It's just a lovely, emotive fragment of music that just comes in. Could almost have been improvised in the moment. And it's just beautiful because it's just a second that lets you in a little bit more into the heart of Jay as he's singing this. Also, his voice is perfect for this song.
Found the bottom of the bottle's always dry.
And I love that we go back to the dum 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 while he does a slightly more complicated line. I mean, he's kind of adding a few little riffs and bits and pieces in everywhere, but that from the bottom of the bottle, it's got a bit more, rhythm and pace to it. And so he's doing a little bit more, so they do a little bit less. It's like a zero-sum game of music balancing. It's so good.
Found the bottom of the bottle's always dry. It's always dry. Oh, but you poured out your heart.
Oh, and this. It's always dry, but you poured out. This lovely conjunction between the first half of the verse, the second half of the verse. The chorus leads Jay in, which they haven't done yet. Up to this point, it's been the vocalist leading. Now the chorus leads Jay in and then leaves him to extrapolate on the line himself. Oh, the arranging! All the little subtle changes that make each verse, even each line, a little bit different from the one before it. It's just brilliant.
Oh, but you poured out your heart. I didn't waste it. Didn't waste your love. 'Cause there's nothing like your love to get me high.
Woohoo! That's such a beautiful note to hit. One word I'm going to use, I was saying purity for Ellie. I think for Jay, clarity is what's so impressive, because he's traveling in his range. I feel like maybe more than Ellie did. I'm not 100% sure. I wasn't checking how far, the top and bottom notes of Ellie's verse. But I love that Jay's had this moment where he goes down. Now he has this moment where he goes up. He's about to go up even higher still. Like, he's moving. And every area of his range is just so clear. It's just brilliant. Oh, it's also this lovely thing. It's a high note. He's singing the word high. And also, getting high on something gives you this euphoric uplift. And so in every sense of the word, it makes complete sense to make this up. That's just a great little bit of writing. The lyrics and the music supporting one another. Even there, your love gets me high. Again, on high they climb. They're not particularly high, but they're keeping that feeling going by climbing up, going into the chorus. Oh, also Jeff. What's Jeff doing there? I like that's nice too. So as they sing high, he actually drops. Boom. But as they get to the top, boom, he goes up the octave and joins them and then comes back down again. That's lovely. That was almost... Was he sliding there? Boom, boom, boom. Is that what I heard? I think I did. That's a really nice effect if it is.
As Tennessee whiskey. You're as sweet as strawberry wine. Strawberry wine.
I love the difference between those two endings for the chorus. Do, 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 in unison. And then this time, this lovely strawberry wine in harmony. It's just, oh. Wow, this arrangement is good.
Strawberry wine. Strawberry wine. You're as warm as a glass of brandy.
These riffs. Oh, that was so clean.
Strawberry wine. You're as warm as a glass of brandy.
Wow. Oh, I thought of something I want to comment on, but I feel like I can't comment following that, but I need to. I love the pronunciation that they're using of whiskey and brandy. It's not whiskey and brandy. E is a very tight vowel sound. Because, if you really emphasize it, it's whiskey. One, it sounds weird, but also it stretches the mouth wide. Whiskey allows you so much more resonant space. It's a really, really good choice and because they're doing it the whole way through, and we know what the song's about, and we know what whiskey is, nothing sounds strange. But it's a really good choice for giving really good tonal quality, which is helping with this clarity and purity and all the other great words you can use to describe this. Wow.
Stay stoned on your love.
Also that! Okay, let's talk about clarity for a second. Holy wow! Okay, I could hit that if my falsetto was in place. But that is not just falsetto. I am very bad at judging what type of voice somebody is using, but there's not enough. It's not airy enough to be a straight falsetto. He's up there with a degree of chest in there. Wow, that note is good. Look at Jeff. He's just so proud of Jay right now. It's like, yeah, I get that. Damn! Oh! I also love... So what's nice here, the accompaniment is not much more complicated. This ooh-sha-la-la, ooh-sha-la-la, but it is more complicated. It has more different phonemes going on in it. Which is lovely, because Jay himself is now just singing ooh. And so again, we're going into this zero-sum game thing. Zero-sum game, for anyone who doesn't know the term, refers to a situation where if one thing increases, the other thing associated with it must proportionally decrease. You can't have a scenario where two things go up or two things go down. It always balances out. And so we have this, it's really nice in this, because the arrangement is saying steady, even though the chorus and the melodic singer aren't necessarily doing the same thing. Jay brings down the number of consonants in what he's singing, the chorus brings them up. And so they're constantly meeting each other and hitting this really lovely balance that sits the whole way through, despite the fact that they're making all these changes to what they're actually doing. It's brilliant. Oh, Jay. Oh. How did I miss that first? I must have been commenting on something or laughing at the crazy riffing. That pop! Also, wow, the projection he got on that pop too. Woo! I also... You're as smooth. He doesn't come in on the low note, like you might sometimes expect Jeff to do. He comes in at the pitch that he is in the group. And then when he drops, they come in with harmony.
You're as smooth, you're as smooth as Tennessee whiskey. Tennessee whiskey.
Also, the rhythmic changes, whiskey from Jeff, and then whiskey.
Tennessee whiskey. Tennessee whiskey. Sweet strawberry wine. Strawberry wine. Yours was.
Oh, that's so nice too, though. Oh. Just the staccato nature of that coming out of these lovely legato phrases, it stands out for a second. It's great.
Strawberry wine. Yours was.
Also, note Lane is singing there as well. Like the percussion's dropped out for a minute, so Lane's actually singing with the group. He's filling them in. Lovely, lovely stuff. It's great because it means Jeff can go lower if he wants to and stand out as the bass soloist, and you can still have bass in the arrangement. That's really, really, really smart.
Strawberry wine. Yours warm as a glass.
Dead air is a terrible thing, but what do you say to this? All three of them! But it's also lovely hearing Jeff, like, the clarity of a bass down there, the agility of a bass down there is not... This is rare, to be able to be that agile and clear. Oh, this is beautiful.
As a brandy, honey, I'll stay stoned on your love all the time. Oh, you're as smooth.
Oh, that's so nice too. Going from the you're smooth. He comes right back to where he just was, but he enters this lovely harmony section at their level. That's lovely.
Oh, you're as smooth as Tennessee whiskey.
Oh! And this is where I wanted to talk about Lane, but let's also run into this. Listen to this.
Oh, you're as smooth.
I love that smooth, and I talk about this a lot with VoicePlay. They go up, boom, he goes down. The spread there, the breadth of harmony all of a sudden, and then we have this cut off with Lane coming in.
Oh, you're as smooth as Tennessee whiskey.
Oh, that's so good. And what's great is, because it's so unexpected, it's extremely jarring, it breaks us out of what we're listening to, and then they come back in, and they've got this very loose rhythm. They've actually just added one beat. That's a 5/4 bar. There's nothing fancy about it. It's just really, really effective writing. What Lane did there is just brilliant. And what's so nice is it's the first time really in this that he's stood out. And that's amazing, because what it means is he kind of has stood out already, but we didn't notice because he was doing his job so well. It's one of those kind of things where it's like, you don't notice the follow spotter in the theatre until they screw up. And it means they're doing their job really, really well, but it means nobody's noticing it. Obviously, Lane does an incredible job, and we all notice him all the time, and, you do notice him in this. But it's also, he's just keeping this steady rhythm going, and this accompaniment that works so perfectly with the entire song, that it does blend into that mix with everything else and allow that soloist to stand out. And then he has this moment here where he gets to shine for a second as the vocal percussionist. And it just reminds us he's there, and you realize what an astonishingly good job he has done up to that point. And then you clock him as you carry on through. It's gorgeous. Also, it doesn't surprise me it's a Lane arrangement, because if there's one thing I seem to be understanding, and I'm still learning this, but I feel like whichever of Lane and Jeff does the arrangement kind of allows the other one to show off a little bit more. And so it doesn't surprise me that Lane he does get to show off, but not that much. He's written himself in so well that it's a humble part for him, and I love that.
Oh, you're as smooth as Tennessee whiskey. Tennessee whiskey. You're as sweet as strawberry wine.
Can we talk about how gorgeous that harmony is? Also, this is where Earl comes out a little bit more, I feel. He has also been doing a stunning job throughout this, but has been blending in so clearly. He's had a couple of nice little high notes and things like that, but I haven't commented on it that much because it's here. This is why I left Lane and Earl till here. This is where they really start to shine, because we're really hearing them more, especially in what's about to happen.
Strawberry wine.
Oh, also, just that sequence. This lovely, full harmony, and then it breaks down to two voices.
Sweet as strawberry wine. Strawberry wine. You're as warm as a glass of brandy.
Do you have any idea how hard that is? Like, harmony is a tricky thing to get it as clean as they have it. Riffing is a tricky thing to get it as clean as they have it. 3-part harmonic riffing? Whoa! They're perfectly in rhythm, they're perfectly in harmony, and they're perfectly on their notes. Like, wow!
Strawberry wine. You're as warm as a glass of brandy.
And that's almost Earl's little riff moment too, because he stands out there at the top. But if you listen to all three of them, they're all doing similar movements, and it's just they're perfect.
As a glass of brandy, honey, I stay stoned.
That's that 2-octave drop from Jeff again, but maybe up an octave. Yeah, I think that was maybe an octave higher, or he's just gone to it in a slightly cleaner sound. Just so lovely there.
Honey, I stay stoned on your love all the time.
That is incredible. Oh, I didn't clock this first. Wow, that shows you how blind I was. This is the... Yep, there we go. It says part work. I didn't even clock this on the first pass. I was just so stunned. So this is the second part work video, because the Still Alive was the first one. These are great. That is amazing. Also, I just want to take 1 minute to talk about production design. Can we just talk about production design here? This bar, for a start, is gorgeous. I love this, the layout that they're singing in front of. But also notice that they coordinate. The color tones they're wearing: grays, browns, creams, whites. It's just a beautiful set of color tones. You have this lovely thing. There's something a little different, like are they wearing a vest? Are they wearing a cardigan? In Jeff's case, a jacket. He's also the only one with a collar fully open, no tie. He's standing up, everyone else is sitting down. And yet it just feels like there's this holistic view, even though there are subtle changes. I love that Ellie's sitting on a steamer trunk. I think so is... Oh, Elle and Lane, actually. Jane sitting on a stool. Jeff just leaning on the bar. It's just... It's a lovely setup. And the stillness in them, it allows the voices to do... sort of show off the flexibility and the agility, and them just to be there and be a part of this. I also love that, actually, if you really look at it, the bar looks a little contemporary. You can see plugs, you can see bits of contemporary hardware, like on the edge of the shelving for the bar, that wireframe. But you don't really notice it, because you have these 5 extremely dapper, very handsome gentlemen in front of you, blending into the bar, and so you just kind of accept it for what it is. And I love, you have the brown in the shelves and the wood. You have the white marble in the front and on the countertop. All those tones that they are wearing are matched in the bar behind them, and so it's just this lovely setup. And then the haze, presumably they ran a haze machine for a few minutes before they started, because you have this lovely hazy light, the softness of the light behind. You saw it at one point, I think we were focusing on Janun's solo, and it looked like it was cold and he was breathing out, but it's just the haze passing in front of him. I assume. It's just a beautiful setup. This, Kathy, I'm just going to check some facts now that I'm sort of done with this, but also, that's just a lovely image to end on. Yeah, production coordinator Kathy. Some lovely stuff. So yeah, Lane arranged, video by Ellie. I assume they mean editing by that, because obviously cameraman Paul Kaleka. Ellie wouldn't be able to film it, so it must be editing. Audio by Ed Boyer. Artwork by Rec Dunn Jr., so I'm assuming he is responsible for that lovely ornate woodwork look that I was talking about beforehand, which actually, if we go to the end card, you actually see it here, like burned into wood. I'd buy that plaque. That's a lovely look. Wow, thank you to everybody who recommended this to me. I absolutely love this arrangement. It's utterly stunning. I don't have words for the skill that was on display in that video. I always expect skill from VoicePlay, and there's always something about them that surprises me, and that was just brilliant. I really appreciate the recommendation. I do try and shout out who's recommended me stuff. Unfortunately, this was early enough on. I hadn't realized how convoluted my list was going to get. Naive little me. And so I hadn't started writing down names properly. So I apologize to those of you who recommended this. I would love to shout you out, but I actually don't have a record. It was sort of too early on, and there's way too many recommendations and suggestions for me across 20-something odd videos for me to go back and look through all the comments now. But I do appreciate it. Thank you very, very much indeed. Thank you if you're still here with me too. I really appreciate you joining me on this journey. Please do like the video, subscribe, hit the notification bell, and if you would care to, head over to buymeacoffee.com /David K Reacts. I don't think I mentioned it earlier. Whoops. I don't remember mentioning it earlier, but 50% of any donations I receive through Buy Me a Coffee between now and the end of January 2023 will be donated to the PTSD Association of Canada. So you're not just supporting me, you're also supporting a good cause. And yes, I am very grateful to all of you for your continued support, be it through comments, through encouragement, through donations, whatever it happens to be. I love doing this, and I love having you all along with me, so thank you very much indeed. That's going to be that for this video. I really hope you enjoyed this as much as I enjoyed recording it, because damn, this is good. I'm going to go and melt in a corner listening to this 10 more times. And then go and see what other people have to say. I try not to listen to other reactors until I've added my text blurbs up here. Because I don't want to colour anything I write with other people's opinions, or anything I say when I'm doing these. But I'm looking forward to seeing what other folks had to say about this, because there's just so much going on. But yes, thank you so much. You take care. Have a lovely afternoon, morning, evening, nighttime, twilight, whatever it is, whenever you are watching this. And I look forward to seeing you in the next one. Bye for now.